We're joined on Strips Player by head chef here at the Globe Arena, Graham Aimson. Graham, nice for you to join us.
Pleasure, anytime.
We've not spoken to you, and how long have you been here now?
Been here since the day we started back in August 2010.
So you've been here, and how have you managed to avoid us for this long then?
I don't know, I've been quite canny about it, I guess.
Yeah.
I think every other media outlet's caught me, so...
Yeah, sure enough, you've been star of stage, screen and, numerous different things. Obviously, airy bikers, etc, etc. But here we are, we finally got you.
The main boys.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, we are the main boys. Thanks for calling us that. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah. So your role here as head chef, I presume, is it worked out as you thought it would be, or has it grown into a monster you can't control?
Yeah, no, it's a lot bigger than I expected to. Obviously, I come from a fine dining background of Rosettes and Michelin kitchens, and when they gave me this as a challenge, I said, well, I can do it. I think I could do it, as long as everything's made fresh on the premises and it's a good quality. And of course, we started off 2.5 years ago as a small outlet. And of course, things have boomed because of the reputation with the food, the reputation with the pies. We now sell out into retail as well. It's a lot more bigger, I think, than anyone of us anticipated it growing to. And I think it's a great success story so far. And we hope to build on that and keep pushing the boundaries further, and going further afield with food, further afield with pies as well, and creating the reputation as high as we can get it.
He's answered the next question already, so I'm impressed with that. We've got the Christmas tree in the background because we're now in a situation where we're approaching the busy festive period.
That's right.
In fact, we're probably in the middle of it for you, I would imagine.
It is, yeah.
You've had quite a few functions here already, and you've still got a few left before. Do you get any time off?
No, in December, forget it. There's no social life. You forget your family. You don't need to pay a mortgage or rent because you just need a bed for December as a chef. Yeah. We've been inundated this year. I think it was fully booked way back in May, June area for the Christmas, and we've got bookings coming in for next year. Right. And it's just horrendously busy. A typical example, we've got the coming match day with Dagenham on Saturday. We've got a full house throughout the daytime because of the match day, and at night time we've got another 220 on top, so it's a lot of pressure and a lot of food to
There's a lot of pressure on you Saturday night because I'm in Saturday night.
That's even more pressure now, thanks.
But looking at you look very smart in your... These are, I was saying off camera, joking with you, that these are the for TV overalls, are they?
Yeah, no, we do wear them all the time as such, apart from when it's on a quiet day, when we're not expecting people coming into the kitchen or any fans knocking around. It's kind of... They're very nice jackets, they're sponsored by Althams, as you can see with the emblem all over there.
But there you've got your Morecambe FC badge and your... and the head chef.
The title and personally, I'm against that kind of thing on chef's jackets, but they seem to think that it's a good thing to have.
No, I think you need to be identifiable because obviously I'm wandering round now to the thing that we as a club have become incredibly famous for on the back of your pies, isn't it? Really,
a great success story.
So, had you sort of tried this? In your previous jobs, or you said you were fine dining, so you're not going to be making pies?
No. To be fair, the only times we made a pie outside of the football ground before I came here was a typical restaurant pie now, which isn't a pie, it's just a bowl with a casserole and a pastry lid on top. And when we came here, obviously we had good pies already, but I kind of felt, well, no, I'm a chef, I'm paid to be a chef, I'd like to create our own and see what we can do. And we created them in the January of 2011, the very first year, and we put them out into hospitality, and they took off overnight. Then along came the Pie Awards and says, oh, well, we'll give that a go. With my only intention of trying to win the Football Pie League, which I thought would be a challenge, which we did. And of course, then we won the Supreme Champion.
Won the champion and best in category, blah, blah. So, were these recipes that you thought about in your head, or just looking at, was it just taste testing, blind baking yourself, and going and thinking, I'll have a go at that, or what was it?
No, the pastry recipe comes from our pastry chef, Jackie, in the kitchen. Yeah. She's a confectioner by trade. Right. And it's a great thing to have in the kitchen, a confectioner as opposed to a pastry chef, because you cover all boundaries, which is why I took her on. And the fillings that I've used in previous restaurants, her pastry was far superior to mine, because I've got warm hands, you need cold hands for pastry. And it just worked well together.
I bet your fillings are better than hers because she's not into fillings.
No, my fillings are better than hers, yes, but her pastry is better than mine.
So run me through the gamut of what we've got at the moment. We've got the traditional steak and ale.
Yeah, we've got steak and ale on the go at the moment, meat and potato, chicken ham and leek, with cheese and onion.
Right, there has been a pork and something.
Pork, apple and cider, yeah. We ran that one last year in the hospitality and it went great. We won medals with it as well at the awards, and then sales started to drop off on it. And you get to that point in the kitchen where you're making hundreds and hundreds of pies and you've got to make that decision, well, we're actually only going to sell 20, 30 of them as opposed to 300, 400 of them pies. Is it worth the time and effort putting into it? And it's a shame, we do want to bring more into it, but you've got to work out the economics behind the whole thing. And is it worth spending a day making a pork and apple pie? Because of the way we're structured in the kitchen now, because of the retail side, things have got to be made on their own. You can't have two flavours running, so it was a sad choice, but we dropped it for this season, and it will make an entry back in next year.
And see if it sells. So they're your four main ones. Which are the most popular?
Meat and potato. Believe it or not.
Meat and potato. Well, I had a meat and potato. I think I had a meat and potato on Saturday. They were nice. I can't eat the steak, unfortunately, because I've got a thing about steak which I can't eat.
Oh, okay.
But the chicken amalate are fantastic. And I've never had a cheese. Is it potato cheese and onion or just cheese?
No, just cheese and onion. Cheese and onion. We send out about 60 of them on an average match day.
Right.
Because most people have the meat and potato with chicken amalate or the steaks, and we're typically getting back to the kitchen about 25 of them. So we're selling about 35, 40.
Right. So the vegetarian option.
It's the vegetarian option, and I think it's only the vegetarians that go for it. I don't think people step out of the comfort zone for it.
No, yeah, possibly not. So, final question. Obviously, we moved on. It's everywhere we go, and away games. I'm right in saying this, aren't I? Everywhere we go, the first topic of conversation when we go in the press room is, are our pies as good as yours, or is it right to sell them in Harrods, etc., etc. You cannot believe it, Graham, and I am not yanking your chain. I'm serious.
No,
everywhere we go, we went to Coventry the other week, didn't we? And everybody knew about. Hey, what's this about your pies in Harrods? Tell me how that came about.
The Harrods, well, obviously we buy our supplies from Althams. Yeah. For the kitchen, Althams are a good sponsor of the club. They've got a box and they are always helping the club out, so to say. And they supply Harrods with sausages and various things throughout the year. And Harrods themselves came, I think, to Altham and said, hey, we're looking for a pie, do you know anyone that makes them? And they didn't mention us, they just said, oh, we do know some people that make pies. So we sent down some of our normal terrace pies that we sell here, and they said, oh, we like them, but we'd like them in this shape or a little bit bigger and making them more exclusive. So we first started playing with them in the November last year. And by the February we decided that that's the flavour they wanted, because you're into retail, you've got to take into context the salt that's going into the pies, all the healthy eating side of things. And by the April we'd finalised what they were happy with and what we were happy with. And I think it was in June of this year that they started taking stocks off us and supplying them. So it came through Althams how we got into there.
Right. Is it going well, presumably?
It's going very well at the moment. At the moment, we've stopped selling at the moment outside to retailers because obviously we're busy in the club. Yeah. The club is the main thrust of why we're here. The pies and the concourse is more important than anyone. Yeah. And I think at the moment, Harrods don't have any on the shelves because we've took the chance of saying, look, it's too busy for us to do that. You'll have to wait till after Christmas or buy your stocks in October, which of course they don't want to buy in frozen pies, nature of the shop. So at the moment, this month there's not in there, but I expect they'll be back in there in January when we're free enough to make
what's
them.
the typical take for them in a month?
Oh, anything from 50 a week to 500 a week. It all depends on them selling. The biggest order we had in 1 week was 500, the lowest was 50. And we don't go any lower than that because it's just not worth it by the time we get it.
So I'm right in thinking these are slightly bigger. They're a two-person pie.
They are. Right? They're a two-person pie. They weigh an average between 780 and 900 grams. Because they're handmade, you're never going to get perfection. Where our pies on the concourse here, they're between 300 and 330 grams. And they're made in special foils as well. It's not your normal typical pie foil. Then on the top of them, they've also got things like the chicken amale's got parsley and parma ham, serrano ham as a garnish on the top. Right. So it is a little bit more expensive to produce. It's certainly not the same pie like a lot of media people think that we're selling in the stadium and selling down there.
No, we've had to point that out. He said they are different ones. They're slightly because somebody, I can't remember what it was. Somebody said they were charging £9 in Harrods. I was like, yeah, but it's a family.
It's a different pie. It's completely different.
Yeah. But. It's a good thing, and it certainly put the club on the map. It certainly gave us an awful lot. We were on, it wasn't that long ago, we were on Yahoo, we were on the first page of Yahoo.
We've been on everything.
I know, it's amazing. It just catches people's eye, because it's like, you're winning all these awards. So, the final question, are you now going to carry on with this, invent some new ones, and try the Pie Awards again next year?
We will be trying the Pie Awards again next year. We're trying to come up with some new flavours. The club, behind the scenes, I'm not sure if I can say this, we are working to see what we can do to expand the whole range as well, to keep up with production and to increase the production. We've just got another £6 worth of equipment in the kitchen to take the pressure off us a little bit, which is helping out an awful lot, and we just need to build on it as such. And like anything, you start small and it just gets bigger and bigger, and you'll have hiccups along the way with anything you're trying to do new, but they'll be ironed out and things will be going forward with new flavours.
Well, that's been really interesting talking to you. We'll catch you again when you're not as busy, hopefully. And when are the Pie Awards?
Pie Awards April 23rd, I think.
All right, so we'll come back to you maybe and have a chat before that and see what your plans are.
Yeah,
all right.
that'd be nice.
Thanks for talking to us, Greg.
Pleasure.